Hey guys, Beast here, and today we're going to go over a subject that I get asked questions a lot about. Now, I do cover multiple companies, I test different gears. Sitting in front of you here is basically the test, the torture kit that Vanquest has sent out to sort of highlight just the properties of cordura versus sort of an industry standard, just nylon gear. You guys know my frustration with cheaper gear. So what you're about to see is a video that just tests it. We go over it with a brass bristle brush. I got tired of doing that, so I hit it with an actual steel one. You can see some of the holes that have been developed. And then I kept this kit for a while because I was trying to come up with some, creative and destructive ideas to test these things. And then the other day, I had a revelation. I was talking to a good friend of mine who does also reviews on YouTube here. And he said, but man, people watch your videos because you keep and actually use the gear. I'm not pulling things out of a box and just showing you, oh, I threw my, my pocket knife and a flashlight in this bag and I think it's really cool and you should keep your jacket in it and et cetera, et cetera. I keep and I use this stuff thoroughly through my adventures. So he's like, don't worry about it. And he's absolutely right. Talking about just the Vanquest, first aid pack that I've had stuck to the side of my KLR for the last 20,000 miles. That thing has seen dust and ice and dirt. It's been run into. It's been knocked over. It's on the outside of the pack. So yeah, I use the gear a lot. So what you're going to see is the demonstration of the torture gear. But in all honesty, my answer. Spend the money on the gear that's going to keep you going. And the cheaper gear, if that's all you can afford, do that. But I've done the cheaper gear until I can afford the more expensive stuff. And I always pay for it. The strap breaks. It's annoying. It doesn't fit well. It doesn't last well. And so I'm spending twice as much money, or maybe 1.5 times the money, to get the cheaper gear and then saving up for the expensive gear when I should have just spent a little bit more money or saved that extra month or so to get the nicer piece of gear that's going to last you into the backcountry. Hey guys, well today we're going to do something a little different. We have sort of a mainstream nylon tactical manufacturing company here, marked as nylon number 1. And then we have cordura number 2, which is a Vanquest using actual USA produced cordura. And we're going to do a destruction test, if you will. We're going to start with an abrasion test on just the main materials, but alright, for these tests, obviously we have the number 1 nylon we discussed, number 2 cordura. Here we have a new brass brush. We're going to be giving 50 strokes to here, 50 strokes, we'll check the results, then another 50, another 50, another 50, and so on. Alright, after 50, they're both a little distressed. You can see, I think the color's coming off of this a little bit more. It does appear that there's a little bit of grease that got on this, possibly by sitting in my truck. So the darker discoloration I think might have been transferred from here. But we'll continue to see kind of what we do. Alright, so we're at a total of 200 strokes each. And you can see kind of the white is coming through on here. It actually looks a little slick. I went for 100 strokes in a row, and I think the heat built up just a little bit. Kind of made that a little bit slick. And you see, same thing on here. We did 100 more. A little distressed. I'm not sure where that coloration is coming from. It is just getting a little bit darker. Definitely getting pilled up. I'm purposely going over the Velcro areas on both. This one's getting a little fuzzy, and this guy over here isn't quite as fuzzy, but it looks like it's just actually getting pulled out. Alright, continuing on the torture test. I'm just going to kind of go by a count of 10, and let's see what this does. close up, you can actually see the backside sewing starting to pull through here. I don't know if that comes out on camera there. This is after 10 seconds. You can also see a little bit right there as well. Quit trying to focus on my fingers. But you can see quite a bit of the coloration here. It actually looks a little slicker. And that one, other than just being colored, it's pretty good. Hopefully that comes off on camera. You can see we're getting a little more fuzz, less color. Cordura is just starting to sort of show some signs of peeling up a little bit. Some of the fibers separating. This has been after 20 seconds of power drill. Let's do 10 more seconds, see what it looks like. Alright, it appears to kind of be bleeding through a little bit more. You can see the separation of the fibers. Again, we move over the Cordura, starting to show a little bit more wear, but definitely not quite as much as the nylon. Alright, going to start a stopwatch here, and we're going to put this and leave this in one spot and see how long it takes to burn through one particular section. As you saw, it was a little less than 20 seconds after I realized that it had gone through to the back side here. It was through this first material, so I do believe it was less than 20 seconds. I'll have to check the video again, but it gives you an idea. We'll try to reset the same conditions. Alright, we're about the same, 20-21 seconds to burn through to the next layer. Alright guys, make up your own mind whether it's worth the extra money. I definitely do like the Cordura stuff. I enjoy Vanquest's designs over anything else. I know their stuff is going to last. So, I mean, really, you can let your pocketbook speak for itself and decide on what you want. Personally, I am going to spend the extra money if I think the gear is worth it, if the functionality is worth it, if I think it's going to last longer. Something like a first aid kit sitting on the side of my motorcycle, yeah, I'm going to go with something that I trust, because last thing I want is some brush or branch to take that thing and rip it off my pack, and then I'm without a first aid kit in the backcountry. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I know it wasn't the probably most interesting video to watch, and I'm sure there's other videos out there where people are lighting them on fire and throwing, RPGs at them. But this is the Wandering Beast channel, and we actually test stuff here and actually do real world analysis on things. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you down the road. Hey guys, just want to give you a huge thank you for the continued support that you always give me. We'll be putting out more content as always, everything from the high Arctic down to Antarctica and everywhere in between for our adventures on two wheels. We'll catch you down the road. Thanks again, guys.